Welcome to the SpeakEasy conversations number 38 or something, Doug.
Something like
I
that.
am your host. I am your host.
Are you?
Greg with a
wig. All right. What a wig, man. Perfect. Love it.
Not perfect. Anyway, Doug, how are you on this wonderful Halloween?
Yeah, I'm well. I would like to you guys know from pre-production that it's gonna be okay, Justin Timberlake. Okay. Wow. I was thinking Justin Guarini, which is going way back into the whole American Idol days. I don't know, like first season American Idol. So, all right. If anybody can guess my outfit, I mean, besides you and Sarge, you guys know what it is. But I'd be impressed because it's a little niche, but I can share with it if anybody has a guess.
You win the costume contest today, Doug. You win.
Yeah. No, I think mine's a little bit too niche. So.
Oh, really? Wow. Even for our comment section?
Yeah, I'm really surprised. So, all right. Well, how about
well, hold on.
You do your thing. Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
You go ahead. What you got to drink?
Yeah, we got beers. Give him a little chance.
Yeah, what do you got to drink there, sir?
I don't know. Give Daniel a chance is actually the question. If anybody's gonna figure this out, it's Daniel.
Yeah.
So, I have a beer that I love that I haven't had on the show. I had it recently though, Doug. You know, it's the Working Draft vanilla latte, coffee vanilla latte, coffee vanilla blonde ale.
Blonde ale. Yeah, ooh, that looks lovely. The color looks nice.
Doug, before you even put your lips to the glass, the fucking coffee's up your nose.
That could be good or bad.
Aromatic. I mean, aromatic and the vanilla too. The vanilla notes are highlighted. The coffee is highlighted, and then it just dissipates. You know what I mean? So the coffee doesn't hang.
Yep.
This is another banger from Working Draft, but
nice.
I am not surprised at this point because that's what they do. What's up, Doug? What you got?
All right, so I'm going with Halloween themed beers tonight. So the first one is a Snickers Porter from Beer Tree Brewing.
Look at you! Nice can art, subtle, and what do you think of the can art, though?
Yeah, a little bit of a ripoff of IP, so maybe that's not great. But like, I love that they were like, it says when you're not you when you're thirsty, so they're even taking on their tagline for Snickers. Yeah, so Beer Tree Snickers Porter. So we should be expecting chocolate and peanut flavors, that sort of thing, right?
Let's go, all of it. And wait, this. Oh no, Snickers is not the one that has nougat.
No, that's Milky Way you're thinking of.
Okay. I love Milky Ways.
Me too.
With the nougat. What is a nougat, Doug?
I don't know, but it's goodness. That's all I know. I don't know what it is, but
that shit looks like goodness. That shit looks like goodness.
Yeah, that looks nice and dark though, doesn't it?
Yep. Like I like my oh, sorry.
I knew where you were going to say there. So that is really delicious. It's the chocolate's a little in the back, the peanuts are a little bit more forward, but it's got the roastiness of the porter, which plays in well with the peanut flavors. So yeah, so this is good. Yeah. So it's a great brewery name. I have my issues with that brewery specifically, but you know,
Doug, my hair's
I don't
the
know.
hairdresser didn't do a really good job.
No, you need a new perm.
Look at it. What is this part from?
Oh, Daniel, not right. But it does involve dead people from a movie. So I'm going to share the thing now, Greg, if you don't mind. I'm going to add it to the stage. It is from the movie Paranorman. It is Mr. Prendergrass, which is one of the ghosts that Norman sees. He also looks like this a little bit up close, but he has, fingerless gloves.
That looks like the second one is you.
Yeah, this one. But if you notice the hat, the specific hat, my wife was nice enough to paint the hat to look like the hat he has, which is a beaver with a wrench, which is ridiculous. But so yeah, Paranorman is a great fucking movie. So so anyway, that's where it's from. So
all right. Well, Amani was talking about Working Draft as a cool brewery name.
So, yeah, that is a good brewery name for sure, and they make excellent beer.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, Doug stole my thunder. They're one of the best breweries in Madison for sure, Amani, and that is just not me speaking. It's becoming common knowledge at this point.
For sure.
Now, whether they're the best or not, but they're definitely one of the best. So, that being said, there's no question we got to do this though. Doug, you had something that caught your eye that you thought was interesting.
I did. Last week, we had Jeff Pearlman on, author who just released a book about Tupac. And then Chris Hayes, of all people, who's, pretty big MSNBC personality, said, hey, just started this new biography. And it's not really a biography of Tupac, so he kind of misstated what it was. But the idea that he was like, this is really great. And Jeff Pearlman, Pearlman, I cannot stress enough, that was a great hang for an hour. And he was just funny and just great. And I have not had a chance to start the book yet, but I plan on doing that this week. This is the book itself. Only Guy Can Judge Me, The Many Lives of Tupac Shakur. He said on a video that he got a message from his publisher that he said, because he's not like a giant author, his books in the first week maybe sell 4,000 to 5,000, maybe 6,000 books in the first week. That's 6,000 is like an exceptional release week for him. And this one released was like 8,500 in his first week. So good for him. So
April was one of the.
Yeah, thank you, April, for doing that.
Thank you, April. And
yeah,
I don't know, that looks like that book it's gonna be fire.
Yeah. So,
and I didn't even get to ask about Janet Jackson.
Wow. Yeah, well, I hope we can have him back when his schedule slows down a little bit, because he's in the middle of like book tour stuff. So a can of morning smack. That does very much sound like a mini stout. Thank you, James G, for saying that, because that sounds exactly like something I would be like, well, I'm getting that, because how the fuck does all that work? So yeah,
you know me.
All right, Steve. Hope that's delicious, because it sounds interesting. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry, April, for
your day being so busy
at work, but again, good you have the book. You can at least curl up with the book when you and a beer. Nougat is a confection made by whipping honey and sugar with egg whites, and often includes nuts and dry fruit. Okay.
Yeah, well, that shit, when you get Milky Way, that has no nuts and no dried fruit in it, thankfully. So
yeah, and I'm a nut, and I mean I like nuts, and you can call me a dry fruit sometimes. So
I'm not saying anything.
I said it all, right?
All you, man, all you.
Kind of is what it is, right?
Right.
Let's see. All right, Doug. Well,
Yeah.
I think we're ready for our guest.
Yeah.
Our guest this evening, y'all, is one half of the hilarious duo behind Cryptid Cocktail Podcast, where they have a few drinks, share a few laughs, and deep dive into the world of cryptids, aliens, and conspiracies. Oh, Doug.
Dude, it's funny as fuck.
It's wild. It's wild. Yeah. Y'all know him for his fantastic personality from the first time he was on here, his humor, and for always being ready to jump into the weird and unknown. Please give a warm welcome to the one and only Sarge.
Woo! What's up? What's going on?
Woo!
What's up?
Greg over here looking like Big Worm.
Big Perm. Big Worm.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
We got Doug. Looks like every guy who's ever shouted the word small government. Doug, you look like you're ready to take on a federal building with a fistful of flexi cuffs and a dream.
Sarge, what's going on?
What's going on, guys?
First of all, anything in the glass that is notable?
Yeah. I'm rocking some Strongbow. This is a cider from England. I like the dry one. It's not as sweet. Very refreshing. It's fall, so anytime fall comes around, I like to break out the ciders.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
Show us what it looks like, buddy. Cider on your show as well.
Show us what it looks like. Show us what it looks like, Sarge.
Oh yeah. All right.
Let's see.
Strongbow, original dry.
Okay.
We have a tradition around here when our kids go out trick-or-treating. I go out with my neighbor, and he takes his daughter. I take my son. They're about the same age. And everybody in the neighborhood is drinking something wonderful as we take our kids around. And it was cold and windy up here in New England, so we only trick-or-treated for about an hour, and then the kids gave up.
What was the prize candy? What did you see that you snake anything out of the candy box yet? What's going on?
Oh man, always, every single time. They're right here. So I like Reese's peanut butter cups, but I get annoyed because the tops of Reese's peanut butter cups, it's too much chocolate. And chocolate is good. I get it. I understand. But there is nothing better than the pumpkin shaped Reese's peanut butter things. These are the best.
Why?
The perfect amount of chocolate and peanut butter.
Okay. The ratio is good for you then.
It's a great ratio. It's a perfect ratio. When I worked at Target for about a year and a half, the worst year and a half of my life, might I add, I used to go to the candy section right after Halloween was over and just buy all of the bags I could find.
Now, do you freeze them? Some people put them in the freezer to like have them almost like a not like an ice cream, but like that kind of treat. Did you do that with them at all?
You know, Doug, you can't see my body, but I'm a fat guy, and so no, I did not freeze them because they did not last long enough.
Hey, I
appreciate you giving me the credit that I would have the self-control to be able to freeze a bag of peanut butter and chocolate. I don't.
Doug, your kids are too old to trick or treat, but if they weren't, what would you be stealing out of the bags tonight?
Three Musketeers every fucking time. I will take all of those things that they don't like. I love Three Musketeers.
Doug is the only person who keeps those guys in business.
That is not true. The people I want to know is who keep the candy corn folks in business, because candy corn is fucking objectively terrible.
Yeah, the only way to eat candy corn is by throwing it in the trash.
Doug,
Lewis Black does a whole skit about how they just recycle it every year. It's the best skit. He's like, "Oh, this sucks," and it would just throw it in the back, and then we'll bring it out next year. Like they just
It's
never
the
make new
worst
stuff.
goddamn candy.
Greg, I'm sorry, you had a comment about candy corn. I'm intrigued.
No, I was just gonna say that Three Musketeers has nougat, right?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to keep saying nougat because the word is cool.
Yeah,
It
I
is a-
feel like nougat. It sounds like a bad sexual experience.
A Ted Nougat.
I'm covered in nougat. And I'm
Sorry,
ashamed.
sorry, that was a bad Ted Nugent joke.
Oh God.
Ted Nougat.
It's not the first thing Ted Nugent's ruined, but it's probably the best thing he's ruined.
There you go. There you go. So speaking of not ruining anything, Sarge, tell us about, for those who weren't here and those who are just tuning in, what is Cryptid Cocktail Hour, please?
All right. So Cryptid Cocktail Party is a podcast that started out as a podcast about cryptids. But Dave and I have very eclectic tastes. And so we started, I mean, he had been doing the show for a while before he met me. So he covered all kinds of stuff. But it's not just about cryptids. It's about conspiracy theories. We had a great episode about a haunted house in England. I can't remember the name of the episode right now, but I mean, it was just such a fun story to talk about. Dave went away to Japan for 2 weeks, and I did a couple of episodes on my own. I wrote them, and I talked about flat Earth. I did a little debunk session because we kind of do that sometimes. And
I listened to that one.
Yeah, and I love stuff like that. Like I love to debunk the dumbest shit I can find, and so, and you know, like I try to be understanding about people's beliefs and stuff. But I'm sorry if you think the world is flat, you're a fucking moron. Hopefully I can say that on here. I don't want to get you.
You can say whatever the fuck you like. We
right,
don't
great.
care. This
Yeah,
is not a
so
family show.
Flat Earth was fun to debunk because it's the fucking stupidest thing in the world. Like you can literally go outside right now and debunk the Flat Earth just by looking at the stars. And then I also did one on the Kamar Deban incident, which is a really interesting natural mystery. I won't spoil it for those who want to listen to it, but essentially, if you're familiar at all with Dyatlov Pass, this is like the sequel, and it's more haunting, I think.
Okay. All right, now I'm going to have to listen to it.
Yeah. And if you don't want to
missed
hear
that one.
my annoying voice, you can just Google it. You'll find some interesting information. So Dave and I come back together as a team this Sunday. The episode will drop on Monday. Dave does all the hard work, and I just sit there and make dick jokes most of the time. He's a great writer, though. He works he works really fast, really efficiently. You know, he'll put together an episode in a couple of hours. It'll take me a few days. So I love working with him, though, because we're both from New England, so we kind of have a similar sense of humor. You should follow Dave on TikTok and Instagram. He can't be here tonight. He wanted to be. We had planned on being here tonight. We've been talking about the episode ever since I came home from Italy. So Wednesday night. But unfortunately, being a man without children, he is being punished by his company and being forced to work. So have a drink for Dave.
Cheers to Dave.
Yeah, because
capitalism.
Like they needed somebody at the shop, I guess, to work, and he's the only one without kids, so he drew the short straw.
Yeah.
By being fiscally responsible. Crazy man.
Listen, capitalism does not stop for your fucking costume games, y'all.
I know, and it's bullshit. It's fucked up. Halloween should be a federal holiday. Everybody gets the next day off. Because that's my other problem with holidays. Why do we get the holiday off? I want the day after the holiday off so I can recover. What are we doing?
Yep, preaching to the choir.
Pull your shit together, America.
Well, that's got to be a little more specific because that could be a lot of fucking things there.
Jesus
Sarge.
Christ. Let's not get into that. We're going to be here all night.
That's true. That's true.
I don't want to ruin everybody's mood.
Greg, let me one thing before you go. The fact that you said that Dave does the all the hard work and you just show up and crack wise, that is me on this show. Greg does all the fucking work. I just show up and act like an idiot for the entire time we're on. It's great. This is the easiest thing I get to do. I get to hang out with all my friends, bullshit, and drink beer. How fucking great is that? So,
and tonight you dressed like somebody that I would make fun of on the podcast, which is nice.
And Doug is always allowed to, cut me off when he compliments me. So that's a little
There
thing
you
that
go.
we've done. Yeah, you know how that goes, Sarge.
Doug, I do have to say, I am extremely jealous of your beard.
Yeah. So Doug, I was just gonna ask, did you have any follow-up questions for Sarge and what he does elsewhere?
Well, the Cryptid Cocktail Party is fucking great. Just if you just want to listen to something that's like, they go in on so many directions, which is always fun. It's not just here's this very focused look at something, and that's great for a period of time. And it's like a certain podcast be like, hey, I'm just going to do true crime. Great, I can do that for 10 episodes, and I'm like, okay, well, what else is there? You guys do conspiracy theories and cryptids and urban legends. Like, you do all kinds of shit, and I just think that's great. I listened to that Flat Earth podcast. My wife and I were driving, and we were listening to it, and we were just cracking up. And then you said, and then I had my friend Maynard, and I went, fucking Maynard's on the show.
Yeah.
Shit. I was
Maynard
like,
comes
wow.
on.
Like, Maynard is like kind of an old school Sarge guy. Like, never revealed his face. I think it's like the whole part of his shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if he does that anymore.
Maynard's done some face reveals, but they're always hilarious. He did a fisheye lens when he guest hosted on the show once, and it drove Dave insane. Poor Dave has to edit the nonsense that I put out. And I try really hard to keep it straight.
Imagine that, Greg. We were on it. It was just a fisheye lens of just like this Puff Daddy video for the entire time.
God, it was so funny. So funny.
Good.
No, I mean, Maynard's my next door neighbor, so I see him all the time. We're actually we do a tradition every year. We do Halloween movie night. So what happens is usually the weekend before Halloween. This year we're going to do it tomorrow because it's the day after. But we do a fire in the backyard. We grill the worst possible food for your body and watch horror movies. And we drink to stay warm. It's so much fun. Big fire, lots of laughs. And I try to find the most disturbing horror movies I can that are legal to watch in the United States. And just, I've been doing it to Maynard for years now. And he grudgingly accepts my challenge of, can you sit through this without throwing up?
How many Faces of Death have you watched?
Oh God, I can't even watch Faces of Death.
Greg, you remember those things, Faces of Death, when we were younger? It's like the dumbest shit.
We're the worst kids too. We're so stupid because we're like, we know this is going to make me want to throw up. Let's rent it.
Yeah.
And all of us get together and steal Dad's Jack Daniels and try to make it through a full episode.
Yeah, Faces of Death is. I thought it was more morbid than funny, actually.
I probably would agree.
It really was. And what bothered me the most
It
is you
was-
didn't
it was-
know which ones were fake and which ones were real.
Yeah. The guy parachuting into the alligator pit. I just will never, ever.
That one never got.
Look, that's not funny. Y'all are assholes.
No, that's fucking hilarious. I don't care who you are. If you were dumb enough to jump out of a perfectly good airplane,
Agreed.
like
No, not
good
doing
for
that.
you. You've got balls for days. But if you land in an alligator pit, that's on you.
Sarge, I have a whole bunch of weird ass questions for you because
All right.
you
Bring it.
like
Let's go.
to talk about weird ass shit. Ready? So
Yeah.
All right. So, if you could take a cross country trip with a cryptid, which one is guaranteed to be the worst co-pilot and why?
Oh man, it would have to be with the worst co-pilot.
Mhm.
It would probably have to be. Fuck, what was the one we did about the guy in Scotland?
It's a Scottish
He's a
guy.
super skinny dude.
Not
And
like
he just
Slender
shows up out of nowhere. I don't even know if he counts as a cryptid because it's a person. Let me change that. Octosquatch for sure. Octosquatch is my favorite cryptid because it's the stupidest I've ever heard. It's a furry 8-tentacled creature, and the fur is orange. There's only one account of it in France. But I feel like any furry thing with 8 tentacles is just a nightmare waiting to happen. Probably smells terrible.
I feel like that's a spider of some sort.
Right?
If it's a furry
Turns out to
eight-legged
just
thing,
be
it's got to be a
tarantula
spider.
someone spray painted orange.
An octopus? Yeah. So Doug, same for you, man, but not a cryptoid. Who would be the worst co-pilot of any like horror person that you could bring up? Who would not want to sit next to the whole time and deal with? I'm gonna say I'm gonna ask myself that.
Yeah, do that.
That weird ass lady from Weapons. Ugh.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
did you see
I want to
Did you
kick
see
her
Weapons?
out of the car immediately.
Weapons,
Lady,
yeah.
your bangs are too short and your foundation needs to be blended. How is someone as old as you not able to blend your foundation? Right, Steve? That doesn't make any sense.
She was a fucking whole mess.
Oh,
lady.
God. She was so horrible to look at. Somehow managed to look better without makeup.
I would also like to point out that lady was Uncle Buck's girlfriend.
Yes.
Same lady. And she's a witch in this. And you're just like, holy shit.
Not to go off on a tangent, but you guys know me well enough to know it's going to happen whether you want to or not.
Yep.
My family has a big thing about Uncle Buck. It was like one of my mom's favorite comedies. And obviously, like my whole family, we love John Candy. The guy could do no wrong. But Uncle Buck was one of my favorites. And because he was so big, and so my mom made a joke because I've gotten a little bit wider. I've been working out a lot. So I was already wide and now I'm even wider, both with fat and muscle. And so we were joking about being on the plane and having to sit next to me on my flight to Italy just recently. And yeah, she was picking on me about that. But we always reference Uncle Buck, like the giant pancakes.
Oh, yeah. Couldn't even get him to the door.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's great, though.
That fucking movie has just the whole thing where he's doing Buck Melanoma, Foley Russell's word. That fucking line just fucking kills me every goddamn time. But Weapons,
Deep
yes.
dive. All right, Doug, now you got to answer. What's your...
Yeah, you got to answer now. Who's your horror person?
It's Long Legs.
Oh, yes.
Dude, that voice and just that super creepy. He can't be not creepy. And just the voice, just no. Like that's there's a lot of nominees. So that's just one of the big ones that I would say absolutely fucking not.
I'm going to have to say, if I were to pick a horror person, and I know you didn't ask me this, but I'm going to ask myself. I'm going to say Mike Myers.
Quiet.
Yeah, he just sucks. He's such a shitty horror character. Like everyone fucking loves him. And I'm like, it's just this big dude who probably smells terrible, always wearing that mask, and he doesn't say anything. Like at least Jason's supernatural. Mike Myers is just a big mungo who's like, I was sitting in the car next to you and holding a butcher knife. Like, cool, man. You suck anyway. Like, it doesn't scare me. I don't get it. I don't know why people are afraid of him. He walks slow as shit. They had fast cars in the 80s. How could you not get away from this guy?
He's definitely white too, right?
Oh, yeah. He's the whitest.
I have a question then. So my question would be, what is the best of all the classic horror villains?
I'm biased, man. It's going to be Freddy Krueger for me. At least he was creative, you know?
And he was in your dreams, which you can't fucking get away from. So,
exactly.
Yeah. Like anyway, you said, Greg, the best villain?
The best horror villain, yeah.
Old school, though.
You can do old school. Yeah, I would. Freddie is up there. It's interesting that like there's guys like Leatherface. Leatherface was actually based on a real person. That's a little terrifying, just on the basis that was a real human who did that shit. Ed Gein is the basis for a lot of awful movie characters, a lot. But yeah, there's something really just inherently fucking super creepy and awful about Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Doing all the fucking mind game shit, like, and you're gonna do mind games and you're gonna have to do some really awful to yourself to get out of what you're in, or you're going to die. That is some really fucked up shit. So,
and Candyman,
so,
Tony Todd, the dude is just fucking amazing.
Yeah,
I love Candyman, and Tony Todd, just such a good actor, so good. And I also like Hellraiser too.
Pinhead.
Yep.
Also, Tony Todd was Rocket Man in The Rock.
Oh, right.
You're the Rocket Man. Anyway, sorry, Greg, interrupted. Keep going.
Probably
please.
the worst line in movie history, if I can just.
One of the many, but yeah.
Like, you're really asking that guy to take a fucking leap to follow your quip.
My choices, or I got one and I got an honorable mention.
Okay.
Hannibal Lecter. Let's go. Let's throw him out there.
Yeah.
That was like, I don't know. That shit was creepy when I first saw it. Creepy the fuck out. And then the ultimate creepiness going back forever, and Doug's gonna know because he's heard me say it a gazillion times. But I don't know, whoever Jack Nicholson was in the fucking Shining, whatever. Like, what's that?
Jack Torrance.
Jack Torrance, baby.
I just can't with that dude. I couldn't when I was a kid. I shouldn't have been watching that shit, and it warped me forever. And I'm still the same warped person. But that's my honorable mention, that guy. But Hannibal Lecter, that was as well. I got a couple more questions. We can keep going. I have my second beer. Doug, do you have yours?
Yeah, I do. So keeping with my Halloween theme, it came from Seneca Lake. Look at this, like old school.
What?
That's
the
awesome.
Fuck is an Imperial Quad?
It's 10% ABV. So, and then it says on the side, to destroy your palate. But the other part of it actually says this: it's out of the primordial depths to destroy your palate. So that's the whole thing, I guess. I just like the old school, like horror movie stupid thing.
That's really cool.
Warhorse does usually a lot of their can art is like newspapers, and they do like a lot of callbacks to like World War II era shit. So I'm a little weird in that. Steve, talk to me afterwards. I can get you some of that. Some of this anyway. A quad IPA. I don't think I had ever had a quad IPA, so I'm really curious what this is. I like double IPAs.
That is some made up shit.
I'm pretty sure you are right, but look at
all due respect.
Yeah, so there's how it looks.
All right, IPA people, settle the fuck down.
I am not an IPA person, Sarge. I am not an IPA person at all. So
I don't see how you're gonna like this one. I just don't.
It smells a lot like a New England IPA, actually. So it smells really citrusy, not like overly hoppy, but this probably has like 8,000 hops in it.
So it smells like pine trees and socialized medicine. Nice.
Okay, so mediocre. So not terrible, but not the best thing I've ever had. And Greg will tell you, it's rare that it's very mediocre. So yeah, for me. Now somebody else might like that. I'm gonna say, Steve, I'll figure out a way to send you some of this. But like, it's really citrusy in it, but it's really hoppy, and the super hoppy shit is not my jam. So
It's atrocious. Just say it, Doug.
But still,
My poor dog.
no, Greg. Last week I had that root beer fucking stout from the same brewery.
Oh, I was gonna say
And
what
that
brewery
root
was
beer, that root beer stout was fucking terrible. And I said that's rare that I say that a beer sucks on a show. That stuff tasted like medicine, and I didn't like that at all. This doesn't taste like medicine. I could see if you're an IPA fan that you would really enjoy this. It's not my taste. Greg, you actually would probably enjoy that beer.
Mm-hmm.
That you're a little more into the IPA realm than I am, but
Especially the doubles. I love that shit. But a quad or something. Listen, respectfully. Yeah. No. Great.
It's your Doug's root beer. Hey, pup.
Doug, did that drink like a barley wine? Here, bro.
No, it does not. It, like I said, it drinks like if you did like a regular IPA and you mixed it with, and you had the regular IPA hop notes with a double IPA like that. Well, actually, like New England IPA citrusy notes. That's what it's like. So I feel like you would probably enjoy this, but like I said, it's not bad. I'll drink it. That beer I had last week, I took 2 sips of that. I was like, fuck that. I'm getting a different beer. That was terrible. Yeah, so there's the hops that are in it. So it's a fuck ton of hops.
Oh man, I honestly for a second I thought Daniel Fisher had just put up a bunch of cryptids he's heard of.
That would be great if the cryptids are named after hops.
Right.
Oh man. Great can art though, I will say that.
Sucker for can art. I wish I liked IPAs because they have the best cans.
All right, are we on like
right.
King of Queens? What's the laugh track going on there?
Let's go forever. All right, Sarge. I got another question for you. Actually, I'll ask the question and then I'll get to my beer later. You wake up and Bigfoot is in your backyard and he looks pissed the fuck off. What is your go-to defense item? And what do you shout at him to make him not charge you?
All right, my go-to defense item is a camera because he'll immediately become blurry.
Here we go.
Then I probably shout the line from Harry and the Hendersons when John Lithgow is trying to make Bigfoot go away.
Mm-hmm.
Go away, we don't want you here.
Right.
Fucking hey, I forgot all about Harry and the Hendersons. Damn.
Oh, such a great movie. That's what started my journey into cryptids.
Doug, same question.
Repeat the question, por favor.
Bigfoot's in your backyard. Pissed the fuck off. What do you yell at Bigfoot, and what do you do?
Well, you're answering this, Doug. I'm gonna go grab my second beer.
Yeah,
all right.
Take a drink. So I am gonna yell at him. Hey man, I understand the Patriots are good again. I'd be pissed off too.
Hey man.
Why not? Why not? I should have said that.
What is your first weapon of choice?
Okay, if he's in my yard, shit. Well, I do have guns in the house, but I'm not going to because I don't know what's going on there. Well, if he's in my backyard, that's by my kitchen, so I probably have to grab a knife. Not that would help me because Bigfoot is fucking Bigfoot, and that's probably not gonna. He probably has a longer reach than I do, so I would assume. yes, with the Pat Tate again. Yes, I'm sorry, Sarge wasn't around for that comment, but yeah.
Yeah, and on some level, JG acts like he's surprised.
You should not be surprised. If it'd be worse if you were a Steelers fan because I fucking hate them more than the Patriots fans. But yes. And I don't really hate the Patriots fans. I just dislike their team. Steelers fans, I dislike Steelers fans.
You just hate Aaron Govey. That's fine. We all do.
Yeah. So anyway, I went with the knife, Sarge. Just FYI.
Oh look. Oh shit. We have some leftover hot. Right.
Amani, I'm gonna steal that, bud.
I bet you that happens more times than you realize. I'm sure they're like, "Fuck! I have all these extra hops. What am I gonna do? I fucking throw it in, and make an IPA. Let's go."
All right. So Doug, is it time for React?
Well, you need your second. Tell us what your second beer is.
And I got to do my second as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
not bad, Doug. Look, Doug talks about, I do all the work and everything, but look, Doug keeps us in line here.
Yeah, but you're so fucking busy. I gotta help you with the little things. This is a little thing.
That's cool.
Go ahead.
Hey, it's all good. I was busy out getting this the other day.
Strawberry rhubarb.
Holy shit! Strawberry rhubarb sour. Yes, please.
Look at that glass. Look at the color of that shit. Oh my god.
Oh, so pretty.
So pretty.
It's everything that y'all think it is.
Okay, strawberry rhubarb sour.
Rhubarb, puckery, but not too puckery, Doug. But that that sour mouthfeel that is more than a normal beer. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Sour has that I don't know, almost chunkiness to it. But not chunky. You know what I mean?
I don't know that I want to drink anything chunky.
It's I don't know. It's y'all ever? I know Doug probably did because he's an old guy. Metamucil and shit.
Oh,
hey! let's not rip an old guys.
Greg over here just saying all the right words to get me to want to drink that. Ooh, chunky
Metamucil,
and
right.
Metamucil. I can't wait to shit.
Right. Sometimes you need the shit, Sarge. Don't do that.
I know.
Who needs Imodium? Who needs Imodium?
I'm in my mid-40s. That's the thing you look forward to. I get it.
Well, Sarge, speaking while we're here, what are you drinking that's going to make you shit?
Oh, okay. Well, probably a bad
Lactate.
time to bring up my sponsor, but I'm drinking Fresh Catch from Narragansett is my second beer. It is a Citra Session Ale.
Let's see it more. Let's see it. Put the can up again, please. Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
I like that. It's 4.2.
I love these little session
It's a light. It's a light guy, but I'll tell you,
tasty.
it's really refreshing.
It sounds like one of those you just be like, hey, it's a nice warm day out. I'm going to have this nice light beer and just enjoy the shit out of it. You just drowned them out, Greg.
I like those, Doug. I really love those low ABV tasty beers. They're just
It's really good. And the thing is, it's 4.2, but I can only find them in tall boys. So I'm gonna tell you right now, 6 of these guys, and I'm getting pretty close to shirtless. So
6 takes you that many, dude.
I mean, it depends on the day.
Says the guy drinking the 10.2% IPA. So let's take that with a grain of salt.
Well, I'm going light tonight. Maynard's daughter's sleeping over, so I don't want to be completely wasted in case something happens. But
It's a wise choice.
Yeah.
Shirtless is fun too, right?
Well, I can't even be shirtless. I want to terrify the child or blind her if there's a white light somewhere nearby.
True. All right. Is it time for React now, Doug, since you're stage director?
After that, we have to get Sarge's story about Italy. But yes, let's do React.
God, yeah.
Okay. So we'll go serious and then we'll go back to being goofy.
Yep.
Doug, I don't know if you want to set this up.
Yeah. So last week we have Jeff Pearlman on. We talked about him earlier with his book, but he did this post on
I'm going to talk
TikTok
about something real
is
here.
Fucking great.
That is,
yeah. So basically, he's going to talk about health anxiety. So let's let him speak his words, and then we'll discuss.
I'm going to talk about something real here, and that is the biggest battle of my life in a lot of ways, which is health anxiety. And I wrote an article years ago for Psychology Today about health anxiety, and it really resonated. So health anxiety, I mean, one of the things with health anxiety is you always feel like something is wrong with you. That bump, that scratch, that infection. Why does my heart feel that way? Why does my stomach feel that way? Etc., etc. And for me, I've had health anxiety for years, and I don't actually know why. My grandfather, Kurt, on my mom's side, was a hypochondriac. There's no doubt about it. My grandma, Molly, I guess maybe I do know why. On my dad's side, was riddled with anxiety. And I definitely have had lots of struggles through the years with health anxiety, where it's not that you, it's irrational to go to the doctor, right? It's not. If you're not feeling well, you should go to the doctor. But where you always think everything is the worst case scenario. Truly, you have a bump, you think you have cancer. You have a headache, you think you have a brain injury. Your foot is numb, you have ALS. It's absolutely crazy. And for me, it's been really, really bad at times. There was about a decade and a half ago, we were in Florida visiting family, and I was so convinced that I had ALS that I wouldn't even leave the room. And there was another time in Boston where my leg was numb, and I was just like, I know something wrong. Like, it chews you up and eats you up. And I definitely have gotten better through the years. My wife years ago said to me, here's an idea, give it 30 days. And I was like, well, what do you mean? She said, whenever you feel something and you feel like you're dying, give it 30 days. And after 30 days, if you still feel like you're dying, then go to a doctor. But give it 30 days. How much is really going to change in 30 days? And for me, that's been really important, actually, because most of the time it goes away. And if it doesn't go away, I go to the doctor. But I'm telling you, health anxiety is no fucking joke. It sucks. It eats you up. It eats up a lot of your life. You worry. And the problem is, like, you always think, well, this time is different. This time is different. This time, I know I've never blah, 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 but this time it's just different. I can tell it's different. And it chews you up. It does chew you up. And then you feel like a fool afterwards because it inevitably hasn't been anything so far. And you're like, well, all right. So I've gotten to therapy. I need to start going to therapy again, although it hasn't been bad lately. And it just sucks. And if you have health anxiety, I promise you there are millions of people like us who go through the same shit. It sucks. I have a great life. I have a great family. I've had a wonderful career. I live in California. But sometimes when it gets really bad, it turns super dark. I fucking hate it. So there's my real life story about health anxiety.
Yeah. So I'll jump in here, Sergeant. The reason I picked this is because so for me, this is a real thing in an interesting way because almost exactly 4 years ago, about a month away from that, I had a heart attack. And before that, I got some pain or whatever. Fuck it. I just deal with it and whatever. And, I had high blood pressure. And I went to the doctor, said, my blood pressure is a little high. Doc said, well, we need to get that checked out. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's do that. And then my blood pressure went super high. And then, I almost fucking croaked. So now my health anxiety is all about blood pressure. And if I have some sort of weird pain around my chest, I am freaking the fuck out. It's weird. Like, that was a real brush with mortality for me, like a real brush. I told the story a few times on here. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but it was really, really rough. And what's funny is it was actually, and I've said this many times, and I will always say it, is I think it was more rough on my wife than it was with me, because it was in the middle of COVID, the height of COVID. I was in an emergency room hallway in a bed for 36 hours because they had no room in cardiology because all the beds were taken by COVID patients.
Right.
So I, did my thing. And then I got out 4 days later after they put 5 stents in my heart.
Jesus.
So yeah, it was not great. But now that whole health anxiety thing, man, that is such a thing. It's so real for me. And it's specifically about those things, especially blood pressure is a real trigger point for me, because the blood pressure was what was the indicator for what was going on. And when I went into the hospital that day when I had my heart attack, I my blood pressure was like 210 over 110. It was super crazy high. And so if my blood pressure is even slightly elevated, like I had a reading where it was like 127 over 89, which is very much in normal range.
Yeah.
That is, and I just was like freaking the fuck out because I was like, fuck, that means I'm going to go up. And like, it's interesting how that sort of thing can inform your life experience, can inform you to have anxieties you never had before. I never had those. So I don't know. How do you feel about that sort of thing with the health anxiety? Is that something you deal with? Or
oh yeah, I think it's a very real thing, and I think just seeing in the comments, I see a lot of other guys that talk about it. Or I'm sorry, a lot of guys that seem to identify with it. And I think that actually makes me feel better about it, because it's one of those things where, like, you sometimes don't know when you have those little anxieties in life, you don't know how normal that is until you talk about it and somebody else is like, oh yeah, I have that same thing. I'll give you an example. I was reading this really interesting article about intrusive thoughts. I'm sure everybody here knows what that is now, but it wasn't a thing that was talked about when I was a kid. And so you have an intrusive thought and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why am I thinking about that? Right. And then I found out years later, reading an article, interesting that he mentioned Psychology Today, because that's where I read the article, and it was talking about intrusive thoughts. And this psychologist, was saying a lot of their patients, the most common thing that they hear from their patients involves intrusive thoughts, because the very nature of intrusive thoughts is so insidious, because it's a horrible thing that you don't want to admit. You're standing on the train platform, waiting for the subway train to come, and there's somebody standing next to you, and you get that intrusive thought, oh, I should, what if I push him and they go in front of the train? You're not actually going to do it. You don't want to do it, but your brain is like, hey, let's play a game. Let's do worst case scenarios for a little while. And people are terrified to admit that they thought of doing that. And it wasn't until I had read that article that I realized how normal it was to have that. And I think when it comes to something like health anxiety, which is a great term, and I think it's a far more accurate and helpful term than hypochondria.
Yeah.
Is where when you have a very stressful life, or you're a person who suffers from anxiety, you don't want to feel sick all the time.
No.
But you do, and you're worried. And you experience things. I'll give you an example. When I was in Iraq for about 7 or 8 months, I was convinced that I had mouth cancer, because there was a little bump on my gums, and I was certain that it wasn't there before. And so for 7 months, I dealt with the miserable anxiety of feeling this bump and not knowing what to do. I was brushing my teeth like 4 or 5 times a day, rinsing out with Listerine constantly. Finally, I went to the dentist at the end of my deployment because my missions were over. I was getting ready to go home. I had some time to kill. I go to the dentist and he's like, why are you here? And I was like, I think I might have oral cancer. And so he's like, okay, I'll take a look. He looks in my mouth and he's like, that this bump right here? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, that's your anatomy. That's just your body. It's probably always been there. But because I was in such an anxious place and I had no control over any aspect of my life, essentially, you take that one thing that you have control over, which is your body, and boom, it's a crisis. I lost so much sleep over a fucking bump that has been in my mouth probably since I was an infant. It's a very real thing, and I'm not making fun of it by any stretch, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there right now who are dealing with it and are struggling. Any little twinge they feel, they're like, holy shit, I'm having a heart attack. And once we get into my story about Italy, we can talk about a little bit of health anxiety I had from that trip, and I'm a pretty optimistic guy. I've managed to find ways. I see a therapist regularly. I found ways to cope with some of the anxieties that I deal with on a regular basis. But health anxiety is one of those things that'll get you, because the thing is, it happens when something not normal happens. But when you're 43, almost 44, holy fuck, 90% of the pains you feel are not pains you felt before. You know?
Yeah, add 10 years to that equation. That's where
Yeah,
I am.
you get it.
Like that heart attack happened for me 2 months after I turned 50.
Ugh.
And one of the things you really don't want to hear is like, hey, you have genetically narrow arteries.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you for that.
Thanks, Doc.
Thanks.
You
That's what I
fucking
wanted more. I wanted more anxiety about what's going on. Thank you. Yeah, that was not pleasant. But
That's a tough one.
Yeah. It is tough. And the reason why it's just the idea is like, so this is mine is very specific. It's a specific region because I've had trauma there. So
Of course, yeah.
and so my region is very specific. Like right now, I have an appointment with an ortho because I have some issues with my rotator cuff where I can't roll my arm too far back or it fucking hurts.
Yeah.
That's age, and I hurt my rotator cuffs. That doesn't worry me. But every fucking time I get my blood pressure checked, I am struggling to not panic.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, the blood pressure is a scary thing because
it's 4 years and I'm still struggling with that. And that really fucking sucks.
Well, I mean, that's a super serious thing. Your rotator cuff, what's the worst that can happen? You need to wear a sling for a while, get some surgery. Your blood pressure, those surgeries are fucking serious shit. So I completely understand how you feel. Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say I completely understand because I haven't been through what you've been through, but I can empathize.
No, but you can empathize with it. Yeah. So it's just something where, like I said, him talking about his health anxiety is interesting. Just the idea of like him thinking he had ALS, like, and just all that stuff. I live with folks who live with anxiety all the time. I have several of them that are in my house, and it's weird when I'm looking at like one of my kids who's having anxiety about something they're dealing with. And I'm just like, you're super young, but like, listen, if your body is telling you something that something's off, like one of my kids has POTS. POTS is like really hard to diagnose.
Yeah. I've heard. So we actually were, that's crazy that you mentioned it. We were worried that my daughter had it for a little while. Yeah.
And my daughter is she doesn't have it. She's like on the verge of it. It's like being pre-diabetic, but like she has to really watch it because when that happens, you can do the thing where your heart rate like jackhammers, and then you get very lightheaded. And so you have to be super careful because you could just pass out. Like it's not great. It's not good. So what's interesting, just as a side note of this, before we go further into Italy, when we start talking about Italy, is they said, all right, well, you need to just increase your sodium intake. Now, here's the problem. In my house, I have to cook everything super low sodium.
Yeah.
Everything has to be low sodium because I eat sodium like it was going out of style with all the processed food. I don't do that anymore. My daughter eats, so I can only have like 2 grams or 2.5 grams of sodium a day. That's like a budget that I have. They're like, well, you need to up your intake to like 10 grams a day.
Jesus Christ.
Or 10 milligrams or whatever the case may be. And I'm just
my doctor told me that I would kiss him directly on the lips.
No, but that is the actual thing that those folks who have POTS have to do is a more sodium and actually lessens it. But I'm just like, that's fucking bad because later on that's going to make you really have issues with your heart and all that stuff.
Right.
And so my daughter's been kind of mitigating it, kind of just going in the middle, just doing like 4 or 5. They haven't had a lot of issues, which is great. But just the idea of like their anxiety of that is totally valid. If you're sitting there and all of a sudden you feel lightheaded and they have an Apple Watch and it says your pulse is 120 and you're not exercising, that's a real concern.
That's a problem for sure.
So like it's funny, like if when we were kids, like you're not much younger than me, but I think we were both in the realm where like if you were like, man, I feel really lightheaded, I'm like, go fucking walk that shit off. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like
if you told your parents at all.
Yeah, if you're like, I'm not telling them that shit because they're gonna think I'm a wuss.
Exactly.
Yeah, my parents weren't really that kind of be the tough guy person, but they were also young and poor and had 2 kids that were younger than me.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, sorry. That was one of the things. I just thought that was a really intriguing perspective. I'd never heard of the health anxiety before, but that is very much how I feel. So I thought it was kind of
No, I
apropos
think that was a great thing to bring up because I think maybe in some ways people can find some comfort in knowing that they're not the only ones that are worried.
Yeah, and just knowing that you're not alone and how this is how I feel. So yeah, this is how it is. So yeah, I think that's pretty great that he was willing to be like, hey, this is something I deal with. I always thought that's like the idea that he went on a vacation and he couldn't leave like the hotel because he was worried he had ALS is like that crippling anxiety thing is a real goddamn thing. So
yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah. So
I think Greg wanted to say something too.
Yeah. Pop on in
No,
there.
I just
Sir.
wanted to tee Sarge up because, or actually, I wanted to tee Doug up to tee Sarge up about something that you wanted Sarge to talk about.
Yeah. Oh, so Italy. Let's do it. Talk about
All
Italy,
right.
man.
So,
First of all,
guys-
you went to Italy. That's amazing. But
Yeah, it's an amazing place. I happened to get lucky enough to kind of pick a place out of a hat that happened to be incredibly inexpensive and absolutely gorgeous, and it was an amazing time. Except if for those of you who are watching right now, I don't know if you can see, I've got a black eye. So let's talk about what happened. On Saturday of this past week, I went to Mount Etna. I don't know if you're familiar with Mount Etna. It's an active volcano in Sicily, one of the largest active volcanoes in the world. And it has also the densest population around it because the soil is so fertile around it.
Mm.
So being a moron, as I am, I was like, let's go to this volcano. And we went a 4-wheeler and drove around it was an ATV, drove around, the midsection of the volcano. Then I went up, it was like 6,000 feet. And my guide's like, okay, I'm going to go show you this crater. And I'm walking up this sandy embankment. It's not really sand, it's volcano stone. Excuse me, hiccups. I get up, I'm dying. My guide puts his hand on my shoulder and he's like, you got to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth.
Thanks.
Otherwise, you die. I was like, thanks,
Oh
buddy.
my God.
Limited English, so that wasn't what he meant, but so exhausting day. When you're up in those elevations, you don't realize how much it takes out of you to move around if you're not familiar. That's why climbers go up and they get acclimated to that temperature. I'm sorry, get acclimated to that altitude.
Mhm.
So I come back after driving a 4-wheeler with no shocks and then hiking 800 meters up, while also drinking some amazing liqueurs from different vendors who lived on the mountain and grew the fruit that went into it and then brewed it there or distilled it there on the mountain. So I go home, I have dinner, watching a movie, having a great time. And I'm watching The Naked Gun. I don't know if you guys saw the new Naked Gun. Absolutely amazing. So funny. Brilliant. Really well done. And there's a joke in there. There was like a fart joke or something. And of course I start dying laughing because I'm a child at heart. And then my girl says, hey, did you just fart? Like as a joke. We'd heard a noise and I was like, no, it was you. And then like we were getting riled up. And then I just started laughing. I'm like dying laughing. And of course I'm laughing so hard that I actually do fart in real life. Proud of me. So now I'm trying to catch my breath. Now I'm laughing so hard I can barely breathe. So I stand up to catch my breath. And I stood up too fast and I went down on my knees and then fucking slammed into this elegant Italian couch. Right on the arm of the couch. I was already unconscious when I hit it. And the next thing I remember, I'm in a pool of my own blood. So I get up and I'm immediately in my head, like, what day is it? Okay, it's Saturday. What year is it? 2025. Who's the president? Ah, son of a bitch. He's the president. So I grab a rag, I'm stopping the bleeding, and I'm yelling out instructions. Call 112, which is the Italian 911 service. Don't ask me how I knew that. It was a weird thing that I decided to look up the minute I landed there. The ambulance shows up, and it's these two little tiny Italian guys. I'm 250 pounds. I probably weighed as much as both of these dudes combined.
Great.
And they're trying to get me down to the ambulance. They get me in the ambulance. They turn on the lights, and the guy who wasn't the driver, the guy who was in the back seat with me, is like, daylight. And then he turns off the light. And he's like, nightclub. Meanwhile, the siren is wailing. And I'm like, yeah, this is a great nightclub. The music sucks. He starts laughing, and he's talking to me, just trying to make sure I'm okay. And then he's like, I want to tell you a secret. The only reason any Italian learns English is Pornhub. So I'm laughing, but it hurts to laugh because my head's throbbing. But also, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Sicily. I don't know if any of you have been there. So if I'm telling you something you already know, I apologize. But the roads are terrible because they were made 2,000 years ago. So we're driving over these roads, and at one point we were airborne. And so the little guy who's back with me is yelling at the little guy who's driving the ambulance. And they're yelling back and forth at each other in Italian. And one says the other's gay. And then the other one says he's got a small penis. And I'm like, I don't know how either of you know this much about each other, but this is a weird conversation that I'm a part of now. We get to the hospital, and the guy who's in the back with me is trying to get me out of the ambulance. Now, I have a sneaking suspicion that I'm one of the largest people on this island at this point, or at least in the town that I was in. So he's wrestling the gurney out of the ambulance. He gets the legs down. I'm halfway out, and then I feel the whole thing tipping over. And so the other guy comes running around, and the two of these men are trying to muscle my fat ass back onto this gurney. They get me inside the hospital, and everybody's speaking Italian. I have no idea what's happening. So a janitor comes over, and he's fucking translating for everyone. Genuinely, I'm not exaggerating. He's holding a mop while translating. They get me into a doctor. The doctor speaks English, thank God, and he was very helpful. They have to take me to go get a CAT scan and some X-rays. And so this poor nurse is now trying to push my fat ass in a wheelchair, but I'm too big. So she's just listing to one side and then another, like can't keep the thing straight. Another person has to come and help her. She gets me into the EKG room, and I look at her and I'm like, well, at least you're a better driver than the ambulance guys. And she looked at me completely blank. Oh, sorry, no speak. And so the EKG tech comes out, and she asked me a question in Italian. I'm like, I'm sorry, I only speak English. And she gets this look of annoyed disappointment on her face. And then she's like, okay, well, we're going to do a CAT scan now. And I was like, great. Can you tell this nurse that she's a better driver than the ambulance guys? And the woman looks at me and she's like, no. And then put me on the CAT scan table. Long story short, hours later, all of my tests come back normal. I didn't have a heart attack. I didn't have any issues.
Brain injury.
Didn't have a concussion. No traumatic head injury. I'm good to go. 2 days later, I'm trucking through Italy with a badass black eye. At this point, I don't give a shit about how I look. I'm wearing a baseball cap, which I didn't want to do because I wanted to kind of blend in, not to so everybody thinks I'm Italian, just so everyone thinks I'm a nondescript European, right? This point, I'm wearing my Red Sox hat, and I'm just going about town. So this is the day that I got to pack up to go home. So as I'm packing up all my shit, I push down on my suitcase and I feel a twinge right here on the left side of my chest. And this is where the health anxiety really kicked in. That's where it really hit home for me, because I immediately thought I was having a heart attack. Because it was like a sharp pain, like an unbearably sharp pain. Anytime I moved a certain way or whatever, I still got to go out to dinner. So I'm walking to dinner, holding the conversation. The whole time, I don't have cell service, so I can't Google my symptoms. So I'm just like,
oh, don't Google your symptoms. Never do that shit. No, don't do that.
Well, I've actually gotten pretty good at Googling my symptoms, so I actually know like what I can ignore and what I can't ignore. Like I don't panic that much, so Googling my symptoms does help. Okay. But for somebody who already has a lot of anxiety, don't Google your symptoms. It's not going to help you.
It's going to make things worse.
So we get in the restaurant. I finally get Wi-Fi. Meanwhile, I'm using my smartwatch to check my pulse, which is at 102. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh, okay, this is a heart attack. I'm going down. The guy comes and he takes my drink order, and I order a gin and tonic, because I'm like, if I'm going to go, I'm at least going to go happy, right? But then I check my heart rate a little while later, 75 beats per minute. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I do need to check out what the fuck's wrong with me, though. So I Google it. I twinged a muscle in my chest. Mm-hmm. But because of all the other shit I had been through this entire time, I was certain I was fucking dying. And it turns out, just a fart joke made me laugh. Then I farted myself. I farted myself unconscious is what happened. So that's why I have a black eye. That's why I'm not wearing my costume this evening, because it hurts too much to put things on my head. Fun fact, if you slam your forehead hard enough off of a surface, it goes numb. But it's not as great as you think, because then there's just a dull ache throughout your entire brain.
Can I do a quick altitude thing with that?
Yeah.
Because Sarge, you're talking about that. So I went to Colorado to visit my brother-in-law.
Colorado, the great equalizer.
So my brother-in-law is like, hey, we can drive up to this 12,000 foot peak. I'm like, awesome. That's cool. And we can stop, because you don't have to hike it. You just drive up. And so we do that. And we are driving up, and my breath is so short. And I am just like, fuck, am I having another heart attack? Because you're short of breath, because you're like, I'm in upstate New York. Like the like Appalachian Mountains are nowhere near as high as the fucking Rockies. And I was like, holy shit. And he's just like, yeah, you're 12,000 feet up. You are used to being like maybe 2,000. And it was just because I was short of breath, because I wasn't used to breathing at that level.
Exactly.
But it's so fucked up how you're like, Jesus Christ, what's going on with my chest? And it's like, just that's all it was.
I had to go to Colorado Springs for work. I think I was like 7,000 feet up, I think. And I was going up a small flight of stairs. Took me out, humbled me like you wouldn't believe. Thoroughly embarrassed myself.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking. It's the worst. Altitude is such bullshit. Colorado is basically a state that just punishes us lowlanders.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. All right, Greg, do you have anything before I bring my third Halloween beer? Are you just pointing to me, or you're pointing to Sarge? Because it looks like you're pointing at Sarge.
It's poking at my arm.
Oh,
there you go.
All right. This, Greg, is a 3-year-old beer from a former guest. Death Tar.
Did you just leave it in your fridge for 3 years, or was it aged?
I have a cellaring fridge. So this is from 1022. So this is literally 3 years old. This is Deepwood series from
Was it?
Revolution Brewing out of Chicago. So this is just a regular Death Star, I think. Yeah.
Was it
Scout
kept on
agent.
its side or was it kept up right?
No, it's kept upright. Thank you, fucker. This is all right.
I didn't do anything. I just asked a question. I get blasted on my own stream. Ah.
Take it and enjoy it.
Mm.
Thankfully, this is a 12-ounce can because I'm not sure I'd be able to do this. And yes, I did.
Standing up, that's for sure.
I did finish that Quiet IPA. So yeah. So Giant Jones Brewing glass, but look at that dark loveliness there. He's beautiful. Smells awesome because it's got that nice bourbon barrel aging smell. So, cheers, folks.
Absolute cinema. I just say that to sound young.
That is super tasty, super bourbony, super delicious. 14.5% though. That is a big boy, and it's been sitting in my fridge for 3 years. So oof.
Nice.
It's definitely not super fizzy though, right?
No. You can see it barely has any head on it after I poured it. So yeah,
Barely any head. Sounds like my
Yeah,
high school.
barely
career.
any. Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say barely any head has to be a downside.
yeah.
I'll be right back. I gotta pee.
All right.
You gotta pee.
Yeah. Also, what is you have the Fidel Castro hat? That looks pretty nice, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I just bought. Yeah, it just came in this week. I don't know. Let's see. Does it look good on me?
Well, I can't tell without the wig, so maybe do it without the wig.
Well, we're gonna do it on the wig.
Dude, that looks fantastic on you.
Okay. Can I? What would my milkshake bring? Wait, where did Doug go? I was about to say something dumb. I know I'm up here by myself. Nobody's here. Or Doug is coming back.
I accidentally hit a button on my mouse and it fucking removed me from the whole thing. So I'm back in. Sorry about that.
Hmm.
Yep, that is dope.
All right. Well, there we go.
Good to think that. So
Cool. Yeah, it actually fits on my fat head. I love it. Makes me look a little like it. I'm digging it. Okay. All right. Doug.
yes, sir.
I thought we had something after this.
We have a food shaming element that you're not aware of because you were not in when Sarge and I were talking earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. What did one of you say really dumb?
Oh well, I say a lot of dumb things, so let's just sit there. But I'm not saying this is dumb. This is an opinion.
Okay.
We were talking about food when he was in Italy, and there was something where I mentioned potatoes.
Mm.
And our guest here is maybe not, definitely doesn't have Irish roots. It's just
I'm a traitor to my people.
Mm.
I fucking hate potatoes, you guys.
This is as bad to me as a person who said gravy was bad.
Okay, well, whoever said gravy was bad is clearly an idiot.
It says the guy who doesn't like potatoes. Potatoes are
It's dirt
delicious.
pudding.
What's the problem with French fries and poutine?
Okay, well, that's different because you cover in it in gravy.
What about just plain old French fries? What's wrong with those?
With ketchup.
Those are great too. They're a good vehicle for salt and lard.
Okay, so wait. Okay, so what kind of potatoes we don't like?
Mashed potatoes
Mm.
or baked potato, which is essentially just dirt pudding in a dirty coffee filter.
Tater tots?
Amazing. Obviously, they're fried. Anything fried is good.
Hash brown? You
It
know,
depends
those, like,
on how they're made, but they're usually pretty good.
crunchy. Okay. Doug, you're the potato guy. Grill
Oh,
here.
dude. All right. I'm going to ask this because here's Daniel bringing in scallop potatoes. That's a
Well, yeah,
Or
if you
pot-
cover anything in
potatoes
cheese,
are-
it's going to be
potatoes au
great,
gratin.
Daniel. So potatoes au gratin is fine.
Scallop potatoes.
And you don't, then you don't like, you don't
Agree with
not
Sarge.
like potatoes. You just like them layered with shit on top of them.
Well, yeah, because that's all they're good for.
That is false
Potato skins.
in every way.
Potatoes are the only socially acceptable way to just eat a handful of cheese and butter. Like if you could just bring me the plate of cheese and butter, maybe some sour cream, I'm fine with that. But everyone's going to look at
Cheese
me
and
weird,
butter and
so I gotta
sour
pretend
cream?
that potatoes are a valuable food product in order to socially not be ostracized for eating a mountain of cheese, butter, and sour cream. Potatoes by themselves have no flavor. Unless
There's a million things
styrofoam
that
is
are
a
like that.
flavor
There's
that
tons
you
of
would
things
consider.
like that. Tons of things like that. Avocados have no fucking flavor, but everybody loves guac.
Yeah, but at least avocados have protein.
What the
Potatoes
fuck? Do you
just have
They're
starch.
carbs. You have carbs and starch. That's important for your body to have carbs and starch. Both of them.
Yeah, you know what else has
Sarge
carbs
wins this round.
and
Sarge
starch?
wins that one. Mhm.
Fucking pasta,
Rice.
rice. But here
Why
comes
not?
potato just being a shitbag.
All right. So you're going to say rice. You're going to pick rice over potatoes. Rice has no fucking flavor whatsoever. You have to add
Rice.
shit to give it any flavor.
That's like 90% of foods.
And you're bitching about potatoes. That's my question. Why are you bitching about potatoes when there's a whole shit ton of foods that have no flavor and you have to imbue flavor into them? Why
Because
is
you
that
have
a
to
problem?
dig down to find this lump of shit that you then have to peel and make edible.
Do you like sweet potatoes?
Well, yeah, they taste good.
They're buried in the dirt too, you fuck.
But they taste good, so it's not like embarrassing to eat that.
Oh my God.
I honestly think that potatoes are only a food because somebody was starving one day and we're like, it looks like a bear poop, but I'm hungry.
This is the second worst take behind gravy. Seriously, this is the second worst take behind gravy on this show. And that's saying a lot. Sarge, I'm telling you, you are covering ground nobody's covered before. I will
Look,
say
I
that.
fully recognize that this is an impossibly hot take, and no one is going to agree with me. But I stand by what I said. Baked potatoes are dirt pudding wrapped in a dirty coffee filter.
All right.
So, Doug, y'all want to switch gears to beer quick?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
So I'm not sure if people know what this thing is. Besides what the type of pour of beers this is called.
I know what it
Anybody?
is.
Anybody?
I don't know what you guys call that, but at the Narragansett Brewery, those are called Milky Boys.
Who?
That's a good nickname, though.
Milky who?
Milky Boy.
Boys.
When it's all foam, that's a Milky Boy.
Yeah. So Vault 202 is one of the newest breweries in Wisconsin. Actually, let me put it in. I want to still have that. And I visited there, and yeah, it's so wet.
Potato and melted butter pour.
Wait, oh, that was from before.
Money.
Milk pours.
That was savage.
So Vault 202
right
is calling this a milk tube.
A milk
and-
tube?
Milk tube, yeah.
That sounds not like anything you'd want to drink unless you were.
Yeah, that's
of
a
certain
fancy
sort.
word for nipple, is what you just said.
Speak for yourself,
or that could be a fancy name for a different appendage.
Doug, speak for yourself.
Doug, if that's where you're getting your milk from, then I have some bad news.
So, off of Doug's phallic, whatever.
Hey, I didn't say anything about
Fixation.
phallic nothing.
Come on.
Whatever.
You
Ignore
did that, Greg. You.
Ignore him.
Just like a
Ignore
potato eater.
him. So ignore him and listen to me. Thank you.
I'm a proud
Now.
potato eater, motherfucker.
So over there, I think I'm pointing in the right direction, but Doug always says I'm pointing in the wrong direction. Over there is a milk tube, y'all. It was probably my favorite pour of beer the whole year, Doug. It was really fun and amazing, and more breweries need to do this. Now, I think the thing about it is that it's passe because people are like, I don't want foam in my beer, and I'm not getting my value if it's a whole foam. Well, that pour I think costs $2. So it's not, you know what I mean? It's not like they're charging you a full pint of foam.
These are the
And
same
this
people
goes
that love
down.
cappuccino.
It's like dessert.
Yeah. Milky
that what
Boy
a
is
drink-
just, it's a pleasant, airy way to inject alcohol.
Sarge, please explain how it's done when you go to that brewery that you're talking about in Narragansett. Is that right?
Oh man, I have no idea. I just know that my boy Cam was like, "Hey, you want a Milky Boy?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Is this some weird Rhode Island sex act, or is it something I can consume
See?
and
Another
not
one.
be ashamed the next morning?" And the bartender brought over a pint glass, and it looked largely like this. It was mostly foam with a little bit of beer in the bottom, and I had never considered it before, but when I was a little boy, I remember my dad would let me taste the foam off of the top of his beer. And so for me, it was like a very comforting thing. I loved it. I thought it was great. Well, I don't know how they do it. To answer a long-winded answer to your question, fucking magic to me. It's a total mystery.
Yeah, it's a special faucet. But Doug, have you ever had one?
No, I thought that was like the way the milk pour was. I thought that was more like an Italian Pilsner when they do the whole thing with the Italian Pilsner where that the foam gets above the glass. That's what I thought it was. I've not had a milky pour like that. I would really be intrigued to try it to see how it tastes and like the flavor profile of it and everything.
I'm pretty sure that was an IPA. It was great. It's like a dessert beer kind of thing. So the creaminess of it is just fantastic.
That's what does it. It's so like light and airy. You really get the good taste for the beer too.
Which is interesting because, like, I think you, Greg, and Sarge, all of us kind of grew up in that area of like, you don't want any head because then you're losing beer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you're not doing that. Like, that's part of like the experience of like when I pour beer here, I pour pretty aggressively, and half the time I have like a lot more head than I have beer. But that's because most beers are actually supposed to pour that way, so you get the head, so it kind of gives you the whole experience of the beer. But
there's one beer that I really like. They actually give you instructions on how you're supposed to pour it, so you get that good head on the top. You're supposed to pour half of it into your glass and then swish the bottle around and then pour the rest in. And it's perfect every time. I mean that's a German style or Belgian style wheat beer. But it I think it adds to the experience. Certainly makes it better.
So what else is going to be creamy and silky, Doug, is our exit here tonight.
So what?
You already heard. Doug, for such an old fella, you have a dirty ass mind. So
why is that surprising?
Yeah.
I didn't say
old white men have dirty ass minds. Old white men have dirty ass minds.
Yeah, that's really all we have going for us.
Literally the fucking last thing I want to think about. But this is coming from a guy who likes men. Anyway. What the fuck? We're gonna reboot and act like that never happened.
Greg, don't make me laugh, man. I'm gonna fucking pass out, smash the couch again.
Hey, don't do that. Please don't do that.
Sarge, save
That would be
us.
great for the show. Not great for you. Please don't do that.
Yeah,
Sarge,
watch Sarge
save
black in
us.
his other eye.
Save us, Sarge. What did you have to drink, and did you like it or not?
So I honestly, I'm a creature of habit. So I like fresh catch, but I only like one or two of them. I don't want to go crazy on them because I'm not an IPA guy, and fresh catch is very similar to an IPA.
Sarge, do you have a can near you still?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, let's
This
see.
gorgeous son of a bitch.
Yeah, and who's that again?
It's got the lobster on it, which is the official food of New England. I don't give a shit what anyone else says. That's
What's
what
the
I'm calling
brewery
it.
again, buddy? What's the brewery again?
It's Narragansett Brewery, which is the sponsor of my podcast. But to be fair to myself and full transparency, I was drinking fresh catch long before Narragansett sponsored me. So when they offered this sponsorship, I genuinely would have just taken off all my clothes if they had given me a beer mug. So I'm a big fan of Narragansett anyway. So fresh catch, it's a very light, refreshing, easy to drink beer. Perfect summer beer, good beer to drink when you're mowing the lawn, like I said. And then Strongbow. I cannot say enough good things about Strongbow. It's hard to find. But if you want like a really refreshing light cider, drink it. Because in New England, a lot of our ciders are very heavy. Our cider, you shouldn't be able to see through it. Strongbow looks like white, like sparkling white wine when you pour it. But it's very light. It's good. Like if you're gonna, if you're at a barbecue and you're eating a lot of heavy foods, you don't want to throw a heavy cider on top of it. So Strongbow is perfect for that. I like ciders, especially in the fall, because that's the time of year that a lot of our cider mills are going. So yeah, I can't say enough good things about Strongbow. There's a reason it's so popular in England and in slightly popular in New England. So that's my take. Fresh catch in the summer when you're mowing your lawn. Strongbow when you're going trick-or-treating with your kids.
Boom. Doug, what did you have?
All right, so I'm going to go in the order that I like them. The Warhorse Quad IPA was mediocre, as I said. Great can art. You cannot argue with that can art. That's fucking really cool. This was far better than the root beer stout that I had that I couldn't drink 2 sips of. So this is, I finished this. This was good, not great. The next thing I liked was the Snickers Porter from Beer Tree Brewing. Really cool can art. Not sure if that's good for IP, if they're going to get sued for that, but whatever. That was a good, decent porter. I really like the chocolate and the peanut playing with the roasted porter flavors, but nothing beats the fucking, if you get Death Star from fucking Revolution, this shit is just super goddamn good. This is the last of the Deepwood series that I got from Doug Balicki before he left. This is 3 years old, sitting in my cellar fridge. Goddamn delicious. The cellaring is just so good for that. The bourbon flavor. I still have this much left, but I will be finishing that. It's really delicious. All right, Greg, you're up. What do you got?
Yeah, working drafts, vanilla blonde ale. Nice.
Ooh.
Had the vanilla, had the coffee, had the ale, had it all. Working drafts, good times. And Delta Beer Company sour, which does not taste anything like Metamucil. So we will make that.
Are you sure?
We will make that distinction before we get out of here. This is really nice rhubarb pie kind of vibe going on, if that makes sense. But yeah, a little bit of a juicy mouthfeel, and that's what they're going for. I'm pretty sure, and that's what they nailed. Delta and Working Draft, 2 of the best breweries in Madison for sure. Hell, probably 2 of the best breweries in Wisconsin. But we're not going to go and do all that, Doug, and start all kinds of controversy. But we are going to ask Sarge to let everybody know where they can find him. And also, I heard you plug something coming up, Sarge. So yeah, what's coming? What recently came out with y'all, and what's coming up?
All right.
And where can we find you?
So I am one half of Cryptid Cocktail Party, but to be honest with you, Dave is really the workhorse here. I'm just his color commentary guy. I'm his hype man. I'm the Flavor Flav of our relationship. But though less
boy.
less cool necklaces and musical talent. So if you want to find us, we are Cryptid Cocktail Party on Instagram. There's a link on the Cryptid Cocktail Party Instagram where you can find all the rest of our stuff. I am Sarge the Destroyer all over the internet. So if you're interested in following me, you can just type in Sarge the Destroyer and choose your poison. That's what I am on everything. And no one else is dumb enough to use that name. So pretty easy to find. Cryptid Cocktail Party is on every podcast thing that you can find. I really want to put our videos out there, but I'm just really not good at editing videos. So give me some time. I'll eventually get to a point where I can start uploading our videos onto YouTube so you can watch us. But in the meantime, please give us a listen. You can follow Cryptid Cocktail Party on TikTok as well. That's where Dave posts some small mini clips of our episodes. We've had some great guests in the past. We had Jeremy London from Mallrats. We've had
Who was the guy with Latinos who
on the left. Sorry, Doug, what were you saying?
who was the Latinos against spooky shit?
That guy is so
that guy was
funny.
great.
We had the guys from Scared All the Time on. They're really, really good. Dave's got some great connections. We've had a lot of great episodes. Last two episodes were episodes that I edited, so I apologize for how shitty they are, but we covered Flat Earth and we covered the Kamar Deban incident. I don't know what we're covering on the next episode. But that's kind of the point. I'm not supposed to know. I'm just there to react. So
so Dave doesn't tell you beforehand.
No. That's kind of
great.
the plan. He tried that once and I ruined it. So we don't do that anymore. We've had some fun episodes. There's a lot of fun episodes over the last 2 years. Dave's had some great guests before I started the show, great guests after I started the show. It's a lot of fun. I can't say enough good things about Dave. We've never actually met in person, but he's a hard worker and he writes a great show. So I'm really blessed and lucky to be a part of it. But check out Cryptid Cocktail Party. It's a good time. It's a short time too. It's only about 30 to 45 minutes at the longest. Yep. So quick listen on your way into work or, when you're taking a break. Give us a like and review. Follow us on Instagram. Dave's Instagram is blowing up. Cryptid Cocktail Party Instagram grew by I want to say a couple of thousand people just because Dave posts really funny videos. And I don't know if you older guys, you guys familiar with the
MySpace? Yes.
The 90s band, I think it's Candlebox.
Oh,
yes.
Left Me Far Behind? Yes, Candlebox,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the lead singer, hold on, let me just make sure. Yep, the lead singer of Candlebox just followed Dave and I. And the Candlebox official account just followed my TikTok. So that's pretty fucking cool. We also got followed by Michael Fanone of January 6th police officer fame. He was the guy who got electrocuted by a bunch of scumbags who don't know how the Constitution works. So we're doing all the right things. We're pissing off all the right people. Give us a follow when you get a chance because I might be in prison in the next couple of years.
We all might. At this point.
Off to the autism camps with us.
Great.
All right. Before we let you go, Sarge, I just want to make sure we go through the comments, make sure nothing was addressed that you might want to.
Yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Monty likes that shit.
Amani.
Yeah. So,
the soy milk rant.
That is a great rant.
Fucking best.
Dude, he makes rants that are just fucking great.
He reminds me of my dad.
DBco likes Candyman.
Respect his horror ethos. What a fucking thing.
You go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
think I remember this story, but I don't.
Yeah. That's part of that. That was part of the health anxiety conversation we were having earlier.
Jonathan, you're 100% right on that. We are taught to repress pain and injury and anxiety. This is a big conversation I have with my boys. One of my sons is very much the strong silent type, and I'm like, look, man, if you don't ask for it, you're not going to get it. So don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. You have to advocate for yourself.
Yeah. A quick point on that. I remember getting out of the hospital after I had all my stents put in. And I remember crying when I was sitting outside waiting for my wife to come and pick me up. And I felt shame that I was crying outside. I felt shame that I was crying because I had escaped death and my wife was picking me up to take me home.
Yeah.
How fucked up is that fucking stupid mentality?
Super fucked up.
Yeah.
Teach your boys to cry, man. It's okay. Just like, don't cry at like commercials because that's weird, but you can like cry at normal stuff.
I will cry at commercials where it's like as people who are in the armed forces coming home and their loved
Dude,
ones
me
don't
too.
know.
That fucking gets me
every
time.
That just wrecks me. These guys, these people just coming home and all of a sudden they're like, oh my God. And all their loved ones are just like breaking down. And listen, I was not ever in the armed forces. I imagine you being in the armed forces, look at that. And it's just like, oh, don't stab me in the heart like that. God damn it. Because
I did actually get the opportunity to do that to my family at Christmas time. So
yeah,
it hits me. It hits me hard. And every fucking time, I don't care when it is, who's doing it. The minute I see, a soldier trying to pick up their kid from school after they haven't seen him for a while, it hits me right in the feels.
Yep. Agreed. Oh my God, I missed that comment. Holy shit.
Actually, my favorite TikTok video is of the dog that ate an entire can of beans. He's just got this violent fart that shoots it across a room. And the dog's running away from its own fart. My Instagram reels are literally all farts.
So my youngest son and his best friend would be like, they'd be like going on their way to school and record their farts and send it to each other.
Kids are great.
That is the height of teenage bullshit. And just be like, I'm going to send you my farts, motherfucker, and enjoy that shit.
I had a friend who used to take like giant shits and then take pictures and send them to me.
That's a little gross, but
yeah, we're not friends anymore. So see how that worked out. Yes, you're right, Jonathan. Sometimes you got to use WebMD wisely.
Doug.
Sorry, we're fighting on this.
My co-host.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're not dorks. You're the dork for not joining us, motherfucker.
Yeah. Way to have a job, you dork.
Way to have a job.
Yeah.
And way to be responsible.
You let down the entire proletariat by not burning down that office.
We're definitely not responsible because the producer of this shit is too high to be on camera anymore. So definitely not.
Greg, this is the second time I've been on the show, and the second time you've been too high.
Are you serious?
I'm starting to sense a pattern.
That's wow. So when are we booking this guy again?
I'm back. I'll come back anytime.
We have to book him with Dave, though. We have to have both of them on to play this whole thing.
We got to force.
We tried, but this dude has he has capitalistic obligations.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. I can't hear you. I got out of work and immediately met my buddy and wife at the bar. I'm only one drink deep, and we'll fight all of you.
Oh, okay.
That sounds fun.
No.
Nobody fight Dave.
No,
he may appear small because he's like 5'10", 5'9", something like that. But this man terrifies the shit out of me. He tells me stories, and I'm like, I'm pretty confident that Dave could hurt anyone. It's the
Maybe
small
so.
ones you have to watch out for. Plus, he's from New Hampshire. Those people aren't normal.
No, that's the thing. People don't realize New Hampshire people are like, hey, I'm a libertarian and I'm going to fuck everything up.
Yeah. I
Sorry,
hate all
that's what I
presidents, and I
that's-
have every gun you could imagine.
I
Dave
am
probably
5'5".
So,
You're 5'5"?
so I wanted
Now
to tell
you
y'all
know
how
we haven't seen each other in real life. I had no idea he was 5'5". That's right, Dave. You know what you can do is you can like hop on my back and I'll piggyback you into battle, man.
This sounds very Napoleonic.
Oh, there's a difference because Dave is, I think, a little tougher than Napoleon. Just my take.
So
I'm probably a lot tougher, but yes.
Yeah, because Napoleon was from France and Dave is from the
Not
toughest
France.
and most evil part of New England.
By the way, I would like to point out if he's from New Hampshire, New Hampshire is the only area where a libertarian group said we are going to make our own city, and those motherfuckers made their own city and left it in a few months because nobody picked up trash, nobody took care of anything. They're like, fuck this, nobody's picking up our trash. What's the problem? Trash everywhere.
The epitome
No
of fucking around
sanitation.
and finding out, you fucking idiots. Everybody's a libertarian until you need a couple of bucks.
Yep.
all right, I just wanted to say I read this as hold on.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ. I just wanted to say I read this as I'd rather go hang out with my friends than be on with y'all on the podcast.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, to give him some credit, he was working his ass off.
Yeah.
Well, I was
fucking
talking
around.
about smashing my face into an elegant Italian couch.
Yeah. It's all good. Yeah. It's all good.
What was his other one?
I'm a short king. I like
You are a short
am a
king.
short king.
You are the kingiest short king.
I can't wait to have
Bullworth.
both. I can't wait to have you both, you fuckers, on because that's going to be fun.
King of all short kings.
Daniel Bullworth is such a great movie.
I've
right,
never
Sarge.
seen Bullworth. No.
All right, Sarge. Thank you for coming on. We
Thank you for
love to
having
have
me.
you back because I get too high, and that'll be fun. Thank you for coming on.
Greg,
Yep.
I look
If you-
forward to when you're high.
Well, if you want to hang out a bit after we close, then you get to see Greg high. So there's.
I
that
will.
part.
I'll hang out
Yeah.
for a little bit. I gotta check on my kids because they're having a sleepover right now, and it's been silent for too long.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, Sarge. Thank you.
Thank you,
Cheers.
guys. Thank you, Jonathan.
All right.
I'm
All right,
back.
Doug. So, one thing I do want to say, I hope Steve Biko is here. One thing I would like to talk about real quick is, Doug and I don't think we actually talked about that we will both be in attendance for this
Yep.
one stream, and we're both going. So if y'all want to make plans and go, I believe April is booked too.
Yep.
And
April's
I
booked as well.
hope Biko's still here because we all met him at One Barrel Flow, and this is I think maybe closer to his house from Atlanta. I think so. I just
Yeah,
wanted to
it
make
should
sure
be
he knew
closer.
about this. Yeah, I wanted to make sure he knew about this. And Doug, do you want to tee us up for next week?
Oh yeah. So sorry, my brain is like, what? What are you talking
You
about?
remember?
next week?
I can tee us up. Or I can
Do
tee
it.
you up.
Do it because
Oh, yeah,
my brain is.
This is our
shorting out.
annual Nails in Turkey show.
Oh, okay. So we'll have Renee and we will have goddamn, why is my brain shorting out? Maybe it's because I had a 14.5% beer.
Biko, make it. Oh, I'm sorry, Doc. Biko, real quick. I just want to make sure you knew about this, bud. Oh yeah, there we go. You saw
yeah,
it.
come on, man. Do it.
Excellent. Okay, what's up, Doc?
So now I'm shorting out because my brain was like, I can't remember who the other person I was talking about. So
Matt
Matt
Strain is
Strain.
the 21st. Jason.
No, this is Jeffrey Bernstein. Yes. Thank you, JHG, Jeffrey Bernstein. So Renee and Jeffrey Bernstein are going to be on talk about nails, also talk about Thanksgiving food. So we're going to have that on for next week. That'll be fun. The following week after that, we will be doing something a little bit more incognito. But yeah, we'll leave that for when we get close to that time.
Incognito. That's a big word, dog. All right, we're out of here.
Yep. Cheers.
Oh, shit.